Hi, my loves. Today I am talking about how to apply economic principles to dating to make empowered decisions for success. I've studied economics in school and have always found it fun and fascinating, especially the real life applications. Although economics assumes scarcity and limited resources, I'll actually show you how applying these principles will expand you, make you more abundant, and more successful in dating. There are three economic principles that are especially useful, and I'll tell you how you can apply them to your life. Number one, opportunity cost. This is essentially the loss of something beneficial from one choice or decision when another alternative one is chosen. When you go on a date with someone that doesn't quite meet your standards or what you're looking for from your love list, you are giving up the opportunity to meet with another person who is a much better match. As a high achieving woman, you know that time is your most precious asset, especially if you also want to have a biological family. You have to become fierce with protecting your time and energy. You have to be very selective with who you spend your time with and who you choose to go on dates with. Ask yourself, when you make one choice, what am I giving up? Alternatively, you also have to put yourself out there. If you stay at home every night, the opportunity cost could be missing out on meeting your dream match at an event or party. Number two, this is the sunk cost fallacy, where you are reluctant to abandon a course of action or strategy because you've already invested in it, even though the gains by giving it up would be greater. A classic example is if you go to the movies and spend $20 on a ticket, but it's a horrible movie and it's painful to watch. You stay because you've already bought the ticket and can't get a refund. Actually, though, the better course of action would be to leave and do something more enjoyable and valuable with your time. The $20 is a sunk cost, but now not only have you lost money, you've also lost time, which is, like we said before, a very precious asset. Another example is if you buy food and eat beyond the point of enjoyment and pleasure because you've already spent money on it and you don't want it to go to waste, the money you've spent on the food is a sunk cost, but now you're also harming your health and your well-being by overeating way past the point of diminishing returns, actually into negative returns where you feel sick and icky. In relationships, we can see this as people staying together when they've been together for several years, when they know they aren't the right match for each other. They think that they should stay because they've already invested so much time, energy, and resources into the relationship. When you stay in an unfulfilling relationship, you are focused on the sunk cost. The opportunity cost is missing out on finding the right compatible match. I've heard countless stories of this from people. They stayed together for several years, even when they knew this wasn't it, because they had already invested so much time. Sunk costs look at the past, and opportunity costs focus on the future. These economic principles actually work really well when you apply them to dating for marriage. You can protect yourself from getting into relationships prematurely that cost you time, the opportunity to find and be with the right person, and even a family. This also prevents you from becoming too attached and emotional before there's an actual real commitment. This brings us to number three. So, how do you decide when you found your match, or is there someone else that might be better for you out there? We can use the principle of marginal costs and benefits to decide this. In the case of dating, you can stop looking if the marginal benefit of finding someone who is a better match is equal to the cost, which in this case can be the time it would take, as well as the risk that what you have right now is actually the best option and you don't end up finding a better match. You can keep looking if maybe the benefit of finding a better match is greater than the cost. There's also this interesting book called The Mathematics of Love, where Hannah Fry talks about the 37% rule, which was determined by a mathematical formula they used to determine if you're going to make a decision, and let's say you have 10 options, the first 3 to 4 people you go on a date with will give you an idea of what's out there, allow you to calibrate what you're looking for, and have a gold standard for your ideal match. After the first 3 to 4 people that you meet, anyone that matches or exceeds your gold standard is who you should choose, given, of course, that they also feel the same way about you. This is very subjective and, of course, dependent on your timeline, your age, and life goals. But I use these economic principles since they're fun and they can be helpful to play around with, although they are very simplistic because the caveat is that people are complex, they're emotional beings. They don't conform to necessarily the simple economic rules and principles perfectly, but it can be fun to think about and it can be helpful. The reminder, of course, is to keep what helps you and leave what doesn't serve you. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe for more videos. If you're interested, sign up below to receive a copy of my free dating affirmations video. Thank you so much for watching.